Hey everybody, welcome back to my channel. I wish you a happy new year. I hope the hangovers aren't too bad. It's taken me a while to get back on the horse and making videos. I really promised myself that I would put more of an effort in, but you know how it is. New Year's resolutions are meant to be broken. So today's video, first video of the year, will be on how to get good in Diablo 3. Season 9 just launched, and many people are wondering how to level up fast, how to get good gear, what sets, what spells, what attacks to use. So I'm going to give you a general brief guide that will apply to all classes and all sorts of builds, and will hopefully give you a good idea on what you should be focusing on to building a complete, whole, good character that should be good enough to do everything from greater rifts to bounties to speedruns to whatever else. So the most important thing is when starting a new season is finding a good group. I had a friend of mine and me and him start together. Luckily we found a group of another two people who are also very focused, dedicated, and we got to level 70 in a couple of hours. After that, the Paragon farming went really fast, again due to really good groups. You probably spent about 12 hours straight just grinding Paragons, and the best way to do that is rifts. The good thing about rifts are you can get good gear in them, you can get a lot of materials, a lot of crafting materials that you'll need on your journey, but it will also give you a lot of XP. And if you're with a good varied group, for example, there might be a demon hunter, a monk, a barbarian, and a witch doctor, for example. I mean, each one can provide certain buffs, or each one can fulfill certain roles. So that's one step. It's really important to have a good group. People are positive, people don't complain, people don't whine, and I'll just focus on the goal, which is raise your Paragon levels and get decent gear. The second piece of advice I have is run greater rifts as early on as you can. Getting gems from greater rifts, legendary gems, and leveling those gems as high as you can is quite an important part of getting a really high-end powerful character. No matter whether your character's on the lower end or the higher end, legendary gems are really important. They'll change your character dramatically. The third piece of advice would be focus on your gear. So what I did originally when I first started playing Diablo, however long ago it was, back in the Stone Ages, I would go for the most powerful items in each slot, which is the wrong thing to do, because let's say, for example, you have 6 pieces of armor on, and the 6 pieces of armor you have are all more powerful than a 6-piece set would be by numbers, if you're looking straight at the numbers. However, if you put that set piece on, those set bonuses are often multiples stronger than what your individual items can do. Even if your individual items are 20% more powerful than the set will actually still be stronger because of the set bonuses. So for example, let's say the Marauder set, if you're using what I'm using in this video, if you're using the sentries, the Marauder set will give you bonus per sentry. So I think it was 1200% damage bonus per sentry active. So I always have 3 active, obviously. So that's 3600% damage bonus. On top of that, whenever I fire multi-shot or elemental arrow, whatever, I'm only using multi-shot on this build, my sentries also fire that. So for example, if I have a really powerful enemy, I can put 3 sentries around them and then just spam multi-shot. So my multi-shot with my vengeance is massively powerful as it is, and then on top of that I have 3 more sentries doing the same thing. So it's like having 4 of you doing the same kind of attack. And a lot of the set bonuses and set items are like that, because if you look at, for example, the Wrath of the Waste set, that has a huge rend bonus, they all have these like massive bonuses which you can't compete with individual items. So definitely get a set together. Even if the set isn't perfect, at least you've got it together. If you can get 1 extra piece in that set, then that's great. You can use that to keep re-rolling to the other pieces of the same set, and eventually you'll have a decent set. Then from there you can try and find ancients to replace each slot. Fourth thing is gems, regular gems. So you want to get the highest level gem that you can get into your weapon, and the one I'd recommend to put into your weapon is a green gem. So if you're lucky enough to find a Ramaladni's gift and then re-roll your weapon into having the most powerful properties without a gem slot, you don't want to have a socket in it, because that's obviously wasting 1 property slot that you can put something else in. So re-roll it to as powerful as you can have that, and then use Ramaladni's gift to put a socket into that, and then put a green gem in there. The green gem gives you critical hit, obviously, and that 130% bonus it will give you about 30% extra damage on that item. But in the real world, the effect is massive, absolutely massive. Step 5 or 4.69. Step 5 would be to look at the leaderboards, even though it's early on in the season. There's still people on the leaderboards that have really unique builds, very perfected builds. Some people are absolute geniuses when it comes to stuff like this, way better than me. I mean, I don't know everything. I don't know much. I'd say I'm somewhere about 50% down, you know, in knowledge. Let's say I don't know that much about the game. But if you look at the leaderboard and look at the top, you know, the fastest greater rift runners, and copy their builds, you know, some of these people have builds that are absolutely insane. And even if you have low rolls on those builds, it'll still be more powerful than what you're using currently, because these people know how to manipulate the set bonuses plus the individual bonuses for each item and whatever else. Step 6.42F is don't worry about it too much and just grind. Really, most of these games, a lot of Blizzard games, are just grinding. If you put the hours in, you know, you have to remember everything is based on RNG. You know, so if RNGs is happy with you, you get great stuff, and some people are just lucky they get great stuff right from the beginning, and other people have to work for it. Like me, I generally have to work quite hard for it and put in a lot of hours grinding before I get decent sets and before I get decent pieces. And there's nothing wrong with that. You just have to expect there to be a lot of that. Like within the first 24 hours, I'd already run about 100 rifts. You know, non-stop. I just run it for like 5-6 hours straight. Then I take a break, go to the gym, which is actually tip number 7. Move your body. Don't neglect your body. You're sitting down for hours and hours at a time, and it's easy to get drawn in and, you know, just rift for 5-6 hours straight. It really is. I can do it all days, you know, without even noticing the time going by. Have a clock in front of you and, you know, set yourself a time limit, say 2 hours, and I'll go for a walk. So, you know, do those 2 hours, 3 hours or whatever, and then go for a walk, move your body a little bit. This is really important, because if you just stay there, sit down all day, you'll get fatigued, you'll feel tired, you won't be able to put in the hours, and you won't be able to grind and farm as much as you potentially can. You know, I've literally, since the season launched, I've been playing morning till evening, non-stop. I've probably slept 8 hours in between. That's about it. But I do this. I play 2-3 hours, 4 hours. I go to the gym. I play a few more hours, and I'll walk to the shop. Instead of ordering, where I live, we can order literally anything, which is amazing, and it's also a kind of a burden at the same time. But instead of ordering a Kit Kat or whatever, I'll walk to the shops and I'll pick one up, you know, just to get me out of the house and get the blood flowing a little bit. This is really important. Then I'll come back fresh and, you know, just bang out 20, 30, 40 riffs in a go. Tip number 9 would be enjoy yourself. If you feel bored, or if you feel tired, or if you feel just fed up with the grind, take a break. Go play something else. Go have some food. Go watch something on Netflix. Go and download some adult movies. I mean, whatever you want. You know, go and watch Toy Story 3. But don't just sit there and force yourself to do it if you're not in the mood, or if you're not interested, if you just feel bored and tired and whatever. Because that'll make you lose interest in the game. And Diablo 3 really is a game that I love, and it has some longevity to it. But it can get very boring very quickly, like other Blizzard games, like World of Warcraft. You know, I was grinding on that game non-stop the entire way through Legion, and it was just, I got so bored, I was like, forget this. I had 2 weeks left of my subscription. I just stopped playing. It just became too much of a chore. So there it is, guys. Thank you very much for watching my video. Please subscribe to my channel. I need more subscribers to feed my children. I've got 18 babies. We live in a dumpster. We eat CDs for breakfast, lunch and dinner. Sometimes if we're lucky, we'll get a USB drive as a treat every now and again. So please subscribe, please like my video, leave a comment, swear at me, whatever, I don't mind, you know. Come fight me in the marine at 7 if you're man enough. I will fight for graphics cards. If anybody wants to donate a graphics card to me, you know, I'm more than happy to. I'm trying to build a second PC purely for 4K video on my main TV. So please, if you got a 750, 60 Ti, whichever one it was, you know, feel free to throw that my way. So again, thank you very much for tuning in, and see you next time.